everyone. Welcome back to Hightail. Sorry about last week and how messy it was. I was having a very bad ADHD flare up. But today, hopefully, will be a lot better than it was. We only really are doing two things today. That is building the stables up and also doing the little secret project that I wanted to do over by the ruined wall by the cornfield. So, I think we should start off with making our stables and getting a couple of horses going in those stables. So, let me go ahead and gather everything that we need, and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, I am back. I have gathered up everything. I've also cleared out a big enough space to be able to make at least a couple of stables to hold horses. So we've gotten that far. I'm thinking it's going to be in a more or less straight here and turns into a sort of semi-circle kind of at the end. So I'm going to try and work that out as best as possible, put down foundations, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like at that point. Okay, so this is the foundation so far. We've got 4 places to put horses. We've then also got like a little area where I can put maybe some hay bales and just kind of make the area look pretty. Also got this area where I'm going to end up putting a couple of water troughs. I'm also going to put a couple of water troughs obviously in with the horses as well. And also thinking about what else we can put in this area apart from just the horses. The other thing is that I'm not sure if I want to do a back slope for the roofing or if I want to do an apex. So I'm leaning towards more of the going slanted. Obviously these are going to be a little bit taller than what they are currently, but I'm thinking doing it on a subtle slant rather than an apex, because the apex is not as fun as everyone thinks it would be, and plus I would want to try and have it so that it's A-frame that way, and then having kind of like what I've done up there with the roofing, having little divots for where the horses are. I don't know if I want to do that. So I think I'm going to take it the easy way and just do the slanting. But let me get doing all of that, and I will be back with you guys with another update. Right, welcome back. I have just finished off doing the majority of the stables. I've only done 3 so far, and I'm thinking I'm leaving the 4th one here kind of blank. Mainly because I want it to look unfinished, and I want it to make it look like it's got a bit of character. But upside to that, we can stable 3 horses here. We have a place, obviously, that we can put more hay down. I need to get some more wheat going in order to get some more hay bales going to be able to put them there. Otherwise, at the moment, all we're making is corn. But yeah, no, we've gotten this far. I'm excited about getting my horse over here. And I'm thinking we might go for a wander at some point in the future to get another couple of horses. I might do that off of camera because it's just 10 times easier. And it makes things a lot less messier. The thing that I did with the roof. So, the roof is the double cobble roof. And then all I did was put the flat roofs on top. Makes it 10 times easier, and I'm not really having to worry all too much about it, which is really good. And the only thing really to do is to get some bushes, make it a little bit more florally around here, and gather up some more materials to kind of make the place look a little bit more lived in. I'm also going to go ahead and mottle the cobblestone, so I'm going to be adding in mossy cobblestone. Not only that, I'm going to be using the path block out here so it's not just grass, and then we've got an easy way in and out of kind of transitioning this area, because otherwise it's just too green. It's too green and it does not look right, and it just looks like I've plonked a building down. We want to integrate it as best as we can. Um, Other things other than that, I don't think there is any, but I am liking how this is looking, so I'm going to do a few more sprucey pizzas, and we'll see what the end product looks like, and then we'll move on to the little secret project that I wanted to do over by the ruined well. So, as you saw with that little tiny bit of b-roll there, I have planted the gardens to kind of help with our wheat situation. Also, got a little bit more to go and grow, I should say. We have done a little bit of stuff up here. Apparently, our pigs have moved into there, which I'm not too worried about. They were in here, but I'm happy with them moving into there. Hi, buddy. I've got now 2 horses in here, and unfortunately, the mare that we had found in the previous episode with the ponies, or foals, I should say, unfortunately, the foals were gotten by the Greeblies, but, you know, it happens. I have gotten ourselves some apple trees, so we have 3 apple trees that I have placed around specifically because, you know, it makes sense. It's near where the horses are, where the pigs are, and we will give them apples at some point in time. But coming into our kind of garden area, I've got our normal kind of food. That stuff there has only just regrown up, which is really good. All of this is growing up, all of that. It's taken a while for all of that to grow up again, but everything that I harvested from there came into here so that I could actually have a small-ish garden to be able to harvest at least the wheat so that we can make the hay bales and a bunch of other things that are fairly useful for us, especially when making food or just in general to make them look really good. So, in that being said, the next part that we will be working on is the little secret area just over here. I guess it's not really much of a secret, but it's going to be a little hideaway area that it's just going to be a little tent. It's going to have a small campfire, so like if somebody was to say want to camp, they can come and camp out in the cornfield, because the corn is going to cover this area here, so you will be kind of hidden by the corn, which is really fun. But I need to obviously extend our cornfield around the ruin, but yeah, we're gonna fix up the ruin actually. Now that I remember, I am thinking of fixing up this ruin so it's not so ruined, but it is able to be used. I'm also wanting to put some of the ivy and that all on here just to make it overgrown, but not like dirt. Because I won't lie, the dirt looks really nice from afar, but when you come up close and you're actually looking at it, it's really not good. So I'm going to get some bushes and other foliage, going ahead and getting a bunch of the ivy, and we're going to overgrow it that way. I may end up putting a tree or so up there, because over time, things sometimes just decide, hey, we're gonna grow a tree up here. Mainly because of birds who have just decided that they're going to leave deposits up the top of buildings or anything like that. That's how grass and other bushes and things like that get on top of buildings. So, same analogy. Hey, a bird got up there or another type of animal got up there. They left a deposit. seeds were in it, and the tree has gone ahead and grown. And I'm basically going to go off of that. And I'm trying to decide on what color the tent is going to be. I know that we have got some brown tent, but I'm thinking we've got also the possibility of doing colored tents. I can't remember where it is. Is it in the farmer's workbench? No, it must be over here, right? Is this right? Am I wrong? I'm very wrong. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Is it in here? No. Where is it? Hold on. Right, I forgot that the recipe isn't live yet, but we do have tent roofing and cloth flapping and other things like that. We've also got a bunch over in the community center, so I will be able to go over there and grab that stuff as well, which will be fun. But we need to work out what type of tent we're gonna make, what type of yeah, just kind of the setup that we're gonna be putting over there, which is gonna be a little bit difficult. I know that I am wanting it to be small with just a couple of things rather than a bunch of things, but we'll work that out as that comes about. I'm also just noticing that there is bad guys over there. They're in my corn. But yeah, no, I will get everything and we'll start building that up. How about it? Right, so I've grabbed everything that I think I will need, not including that stuff, but we've got some bits and bobs for a tent, get some things to sleep on, a campfire. I'm hoping that that'll be enough. I'm wondering if I'm going to need to... No, I should be fine. But I'm going to just get rid of most of this, and thankfully, the way that everything should be, we won't have to worry too much about room, because I want it to be small. I don't want it to be huge, I want it to be small. And once we've done the little tent setup, then I will work on revitalizing, I guess, this kind of ruin area. So let's get the tent going. Alrighty, I have made our little tent area, and thankfully after a while this tilled dirt will just turn into, I think, packed mud or something like that. But it's a little hideaway, which I am absolutely loving, I won't lie. I'm thinking we need a couple more things just to make it a little bit more. I'm looking at being a bit more. But I do need to go out and go and find some quartzite. So I know where to get some, but I need to go grab it, bring it back here, and then start reestablishing our ruin. Make it look a little bit nicer, and also bring a bunch of ivy and other things back to dress it up a bit. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will reconvene after I've made everything look a little bit fancy. Oh, and also, just before I forget, I have finally had everything grow, so now it's looking all so nice. Oh, I can't wait till everything is fully in. Look at the gold! I'm hoping to get this wheat also up onto that second layer as well. So then we have like fields of gold and yellow, and I can't wait for the rest of this area here with the lower crops to get done as well. So, I can't. It's so good, and I cannot wait at all. Right, back to what I was doing. Right, it's been a little bit later on, and I have greenified and built up the ruins just a little bit better, so it's looking a lot more like a shelter rather than how it was. Went and got myself some greenery like the mushrooms, so that's just general shelf mushrooms that you get from the kind of like a jungly area. And then also grabbed some more moss and some vine. Also, I'm trying to remember the name of this and I've forgotten. Ivy! There we go. And then also while I was out, I also managed to find some of the red bush and also some of the frozen dead bushes as well. But upstairs, got a little area, and I've planted a tree up here, so that will be kind of doing the little bit of shade up here. So that way we have a little bit more elevation also in our build. So with that being said, we do have a little bit more that we will be able to do, which is grow out the corn. First of all, we need more corn. All of the corn. Or corn. We also need to grow out the wheat. So the wheat will be taking up a significant amount of room just over here. I'm thinking about wrapping the corn around the back so it meets up with the wheat kind of here, and we have a little trail that kind of just wanders off and meanders into that direction. I don't know if we're going to do anything out there, but it's a meandering path nonetheless. So our little path that is here, it is going to meander all the way back, coming around back here, and it's going to just follow kind of the curvature of the way that the land is. I'm kind of working with the land rather than going at the land and like building in and taking more and more as much as I most definitely do not need. But yeah, no, trying to move with the curvature of the place rather than just building on top of it and building into it and things like that. But I'm enjoying having this little area here. Corn is going to cover up this little area. It's going to have like a little slither here that you might be able to just quickly walk through. But we have got a lot on our plate. So, give me a bit and I will attempt to try and get everything as good as possible. Right, so I'm back. I've had to come up to the top of Kaz's treehouse to show you how much has been done so far. I will actually go down there and show you guys, but I won't lie, from up here it looks like a fully fledged farm, and I won't lie, it's looking pretty good. So it's probably been a good couple of hours since I last kind of left you guys, and then there was only a small wheat field, and now there is a slightly larger wheat field. It's not gone all the way, obviously, as far as I would like it to go, but it's gone pretty far, and I'm hoping to get, once my next harvest of wheat happens, I will be continually tracking it down to where I want it to be. As for the corn has expanded as we thought, and there is a little way just to get to the campsite, which I thought was a fairly good idea. I might hide it just a little bit more so it makes it so that you have to go through here, but I like the thought of a broken fence being here, so I think I might, close this in and have it so that the corn is kind of like butted up against here. Other than that, I have put the rows in for a few of the crops, not all of them, but a few of them. So we've got pumpkins, tomatoes, chili, cotton, and we've got the eggplant starting. So all of this will be hopefully matured and ready to harvest, and I've made myself a little pathway that will link around again to getting over to here. For this little garden area here, I'm thinking of going ahead and I wish that we could pick up these berry bushes. It would be so good to do that. But I'm thinking of maybe having rows that are going left to right instead of up and down, and putting probably lettuce and carrot in there, because the lettuce and carrot kind of make sense. Maybe the cauliflower and also the turnip. But the cauliflower and turnip, we could also plant out this side here. And hello, Terrorbird. So we can put lettuce and carrot here. We could have also probably put like another row in here, but then we've also got this little piece of area out the back here where we've currently got some fancy birds. Trying to think of what else I have done. I have extended our corn out the back. Our tree has finally grown on top of the ruin. So we now come up here. We now have that. We've started to branch the corn out the back, so the corn is corning. It's gotten to the point where I don't actually have to harvest that top part or even this bottom part. I should be able to get most of my harvest out of this bottom lot. It's ridiculous. But this is giving such a good vantage point of how much of our farm we have done. And I'm thinking for episode 4 that we build, and I came up with this while I was looking at everything. I'm like, you know what this needs? A water tower. So we're going to build a water tower. I'm thinking, because it makes the most sense to me. It didn't make sense to start off with, and I'm like, where would I put a water tower? And then I thought about it. Best place maybe to put a water tower? Here? This area is not really going to, I think, be used for much, so I could probably put a water tower here and it not obscure Kaz's kind of overlook over the farm. The other thing is that our barn over there does need to be built. So we could also build up the barn next episode as well, which would be fun. We are going to possibly look for more chickens, more pigs. I did notice that we did lose a cow, so I would love to go and get another cow. But I think thus far everything's looking really polished, and I won't lie, I am thoroughly enjoying building in Hytale. It's been friggin' amazing. But there is like a few gripes. I am also thinking of getting some siding just to cover that up, because I won't lie, I don't kind of like that. But no, I'm enjoying doing the organics and things like that. I cannot wait until we have animal husbandry actually happen for Hytale, because I would love to start doing breeding cows and sheep and pigs, but also hoping that they have stats for the horses, because I would love to actually start breeding the horses to get slightly better horses. Maybe looking at horse farmers would be really cool, especially for Hytale. And maybe also having a better way to lead our animals around. Because right now, at the moment, you kind of have to spook them into pens, and even then, sometimes they do not want to stay in the pens. As you can see, we are missing a piggy, and we've only got the little one. And let's see if we can find the big piggy. Okay, no, I had a look around. It seems that the piggies have despawned. So I would like it if we did have a way to tame our animals. Or at least the animals that are, like, tagged. I don't know how we would end up tagging them, but I would love to be able to find a way to tag them so that they're owned, not just out in the wilderness, so that they would stop disappearing. Because I realized that that was one problem that because this is running on a server, I'm able to look at console and check everything. So every couple of minutes, it seems that Hytale kind of sends out a thing and goes like, hey, how many mobs are in this area? Okay, kill this many. So that there's not an overload of animals in the area. So they will despawn every so often. So if I was to go away for a good while and then come back, there is a great possibility that my horse will despawn, my pig will despawn, my cow will just despawn. And to me, that is a tiny bit of a problem, but it's not like the biggest problem and I'm going to crash out over it, because it's not that big of a problem. But it is something that I would love to have somebody go like, hey, yeah, no, we're going to allow you to name tag animals so that you can keep them. And any of the tagged animals are kept out of the spawned entities. It's difficult, but it is the same thing that is done in Minecraft. You have a tagging system, especially if you have bred the animal. It is very unlikely that the animal will disappear because it has had a tag put on it. And the tag is, has been bred? Yes. Okay, so that it basically just cancels out despawning. But I don't know. I don't know what's happening with the animal husbandry. I can't wait for the update. I also cannot wait for our next update to happen, because from what I know, and that's just from little discussions, the next one is going to be a fairly big one, despite everything at this point being fairly big. But yeah, I think I might attempt to see what else we could do. Maybe do the next little piece of farm up here? Maybe? Sounds like it might be a good idea, just to also get the pathway in. Give me a moment. Okay, and one sleep later. Not only do we have giant birds, but we have a little garden area here for, what, carrots, lettuce. I put some onions over here. We've got turnips and potatoes. So we have officially got every vegetable, I think. Yeah, we have every vegetable so far. We haven't got these lower ones, but that is okay. We don't necessarily need them right away. So, with that all being said, our farm is complete-ish to the point where we're able to harvest and grow as much food as we need. I have probably gone overboard with what we can actually use, considering if I actually go over to my bench to actually make food. Yeah, I have lettuce, and I have more lettuce, and if I go over here, we have enough sticks, but then, 8,761 vegetables that can be used. By the way, most of this, corn. It's corn. I've had to just start putting corn in so many. I have this chest, it's full of corn. This chest full of corn. I have so much corn right now. I need to make the barn so that we have storages, or I go ahead and make storage silos. I'm not sure. Grain storage silo thing is, I don't know. I'm going to make the barn and make the silos, I think, next door to it. But don't forget that we also are planning on building a windmill at some point in time, so a windmill will be going kind of like here-ish. I did have to remove a single tree in order for us to be able to plant the potatoes in there. I'm perfectly fine with that. I won't worry about prettying it up as of right now. It can just stay as it is with the grassy pathways in between. It's not a necessity right now. But I will definitely say, as of right now, this is looking phenomenal, and I cannot wait until the others actually get to see this, because I won't lie, it's been definitely a trip. Apparently our Okay, apparently our chickens have multiplied. I don't know how. I didn't put any more chickens in there. I'm not gonna question it. And let's see how well it looks from above. Oh no, that looks so good. That looks so good. I can imagine the corn just being a little bit further out with the silo kind of, a silo brain, please. Not talking about the silos, we're talking about the windmill. If we just place a windmill here, I think that'll look really good. The other thing is that having this wheat field kind of go around so it's behind this building from up here, oh, that would be extra good as well. Having the barn also set up, liking the thought of that. Then, yeah, having a water tank just sitting there. So it's kind of in the way, but it's not like completely in the way. It's not taking away. Yeah, no. So I'm going to probably place it around here. So it kind of does block a little bit of the house, but it won't be too bad, I don't think. There's other angles. There's other angles that you could sit at. It's perfectly fine. But I'm really happy with that. It looks so good so far. And I can't wait till everything is able to be harvested. Oh, it's gonna be the greatest. I do wish that these ducks that keep flying around, they would land so that I would be able to pick them up. That would be phenomenon. Having ducks on the farm, I will say I am really loving playing so far. And being a farmer, doing what I do best, being a farmer. I gotta start making plans for the barn. Ooh. And the windmill. And the silos that apparently I want to start creating. Either way, next episode we will most definitely do the water tower and make a start on that barn, if not finishing the barn. So, without further ado, thank you everyone for coming and joining us. It has been amazing having you all, as always. And thank you very much for the amazing support that I have had on this series. I honestly did not think that I would get to even continue the series after episode 1. So I'm happy that we have gotten to episode 3. And let's hope that we continue and we get to double digits, along with getting our updates for Hightail. So, without further ado, thank you for coming and joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. See ya!